Hey everybody, it's Katie. Today I'm going to share with you two very easy, very cheap, kid-friendly Halloween decoration ideas. This is part of a Halloween craft collab put together by Rita from Polka Dots and Bunker Gear. I will link to her channel and her video idea, as well as the dozen or so other people who are putting up Halloween craft ideas today. We've still got a couple weeks before Halloween. You've still got some time to put some new projects together. Like I said, I'm going to show you two projects. My 3.5-year-old helped me with both of them. The first project is rock pumpkins. I'll insert a picture here of our whole group together. Basically, we just wanted to make a little centerpiece for our kitchen table. So we made a pumpkin for each member of the family, give or take. This is supposed to be Mike, this is supposed to be me, this is Alice, and this is what she picked for August. So really this project is just about as basic as you can get. We went out in the yard, we have a lot of rocks in our garden beds and stuff. I let her just go ahead and pick 4 rocks, anything she wanted. So that's why we have some of our pumpkins that are a little less traditionally shaped. But that's okay, for me that's not what it's about. We brought our rocks inside. I had her wash them in the sink to get them ready for painting. When they were dry, we just painted every surface. All it took for these 4 rocks was this one tube of Martha Stewart paint. I got it at Michael's. It was around $3, I think. I picked this one because I just liked the pearl effect. I thought it would make it a little bit more special. So we painted the rocks, waited for them to dry. For this particular paint, I think we did 2 coats. And I actually liked having some brush marks that made it look sort of like the texture of a pumpkin. We each decided what we wanted our faces to look like, and we penciled them in, and then we went back with a Sharpie and just drew them in. Alice did her own. You could definitely paint on a little leaf or stem or something like that. We decided that we just liked them the way they were, so this was it. If we had had orange paint on hand, this would have been a free project. I love the idea of a little pumpkin or about this size being like a nice grandparent gift or teacher gift or something like that. And I'm thinking maybe for next year, we will do really big rocks and put them out in the yard as sort of like a pumpkin patch, like an outdoor decoration. For that, I would probably coat them with a polyvinyl varnish or something to protect them from the elements. But you know, same concept. How cute would that be, right? The second project is a cheesecloth ghost that looks like this. I'll insert another picture of him at night. This was an idea I found on Pinterest, and I will link to the blog that I found this project on. Apparently it's a Pottery Barn knockoff where 3 of these ghosts that look almost identical sell for $60. This project cost me the $3 for my cheesecloth. So in the tutorial I followed, she used a styrofoam ball for the ghost's head. I went to the craft store and they wanted $12 for a 10-inch styrofoam ball. I thought the price was absurd, and the environmentalist in me doesn't really like buying styrofoam. So our workaround was to make this part out of paper mache. I'll try to show you up close what that sort of looks like. So you can see it's a little bit uneven, but since it's covered in the cheesecloth and stuff anyways, it doesn't really matter. So if you've never done paper mache before, I'm sure you can very easily find a tutorial on YouTube. Basically, I started blowing up a balloon and Alice told me when to stop, so she determined the size of our ghost head. She helped me tear up strips of newspaper, and then I taught her how to do paper mache. So we diluted glue and water, and I would glue onto the balloon, put a strip of newspaper, glue over it again and again and again. At age 3.5, to be honest, she was really kind of over that part pretty fast. So I did most of the paper mache myself. I think it took me 2 nights of, putting on a layer, letting it dry overnight, and then gluing on another layer the next night. And when it was all dry, I took it outside and just spray painted it white. And then Alice and I decided, with pencil, where to put the eyes, how big they would be. I went back and colored them in with a brain damaged Sharpie, and then a finer pen along the edges. And then all I did with my cheesecloth was to cut 2 squares. So this package is 1 yard by 3 yards. And in the tutorial, the blog I was following, she said to use just 2 sheets of, 1 yard square. I think going back and doing it again with the size of my ghost head, I would have done 1.5 yards just to make the, the ghost body or tail or whatever it is a little bit longer. But I think the proportions are still okay. And it's, this is just it's like a gauze, if you've never seen cheesecloth. And also in her tutorial, she sort of cut strips at the bottom to make it look more tattered or whatever, but actually if you just angle your pieces, I didn't have to cut anything. It just has that effect sort of on its own. So the last thing, we popped our balloon that was inside, you know, the paper mache form, and I threaded through fishing line. I wanted mine to be invisible so that it'll look like the ghost is floating. And to do that, I used a chopstick to be able to poke all the way through the balloon. But now the fishing line is threaded through the cheesecloth, so it's not going to fall off. And that is the finished product. Thanks again to Rita for putting together this collab. Go check out all the other projects below. I'm sorry I didn't film the actual process of making these crafts. I just didn't even think about doing a video on it until after the fact. Let me know if you like this kind of craft idea, DIY, projects to do with your kids type video. And thanks for watching.